The principal issue that I wish to address is about active travel to school. As kids, many of us enjoyed the freedom of cycling to school. Unfortunately, in recent decades, there has been a total collapse in the number of children who cycle. Roads have become dangerous, and quite understandably because of this, parents now drive their children to school more than ever. Of course, the more that children are driven to school, the more cars are on the road and the more dangerous it is for those who would like to cycle. It is a self-perpetuating vicious cycle. The 25 years from 1986 to 2011 saw an 87% decrease in the numbers cycling to secondary school. That's an incredible indictment of our society. Vast sums of money have been committed to road building in those decades, but much of this has encouraged driving, while at the same time discouraging cycling and indeed walking by making it unsafe and inconvenient. There's a wide acceptance both in this House and outside it that the temporary phenomenon of driving children to school over short distances over recent decades has been a mistake. It has been a mistake because an environment that encourages children to be driven to school causes many children to develop health issues due to lack of exercise, including what we now think is an increased risk of contracting coronavirus due to obesity. It has been a mistake because increased air pollution causes many premature deaths. It has been a mistake because we are denying our children the joy and independence of safely travelling to school under their own steam. This mistake has meant greater expense for parents, more stressful lives, and poor health for their children, and many more adverse outcomes. Fortunately, this mistake is temporary and reversible. I want to pay tribute to the Limerick cycle bus in my home city of Limerick. This morning, like every school morning, a group of committed parents set off from the north side of the city, following their children as they cycle to school in a group. The sight of these children cycling along, talking and laughing as they start their school each day is an inspiration. Rain doesn't stop them, and neither does traffic. These committed parents in Limerick, as well as other cycle buses around the country, have shown us that a better way is possible. Happily, the changes necessary do not require a large amount of funding. Starting in our cities and quickly expanding out to our regional towns and villages, in the majority of cases we have the road space, we just have to reallocate it better to facilitate those who live in a neighbourhood instead of those who are simply passing through. We saw first in the Dublin City Council area during the COVID-19 lockdown and subsequently in Dunleary Rathdown how safe cycling and walking facilities can be implemented quickly and cheaply. Coming back to Limerick, while our COVID mobility measures were more limited than those in the capital, I'm happy to report that one small measure was temporarily kept, a single segregated lane on a bridge over the River Shannon dedicated to cyclists. Every morning this lane is used by the Limerick cycle bus to cross the city. Parents still have to physically protect their children as they cycle along in traffic, but for that short period crossing the River Shannon, the parents and children enjoy a brief period of safety, a brief experience of what our roads and streets could be like if they prioritise people of all ages. Just this morning, I had a constituent contact me from the north side of the city to say that this small piece of infrastructure had enabled their son to cycle to primary school. What we have to do now in Limerick and across the country is continue this infrastructure to every school gate. In the coming years, we must build an entire coherent network of safe walking and cycling infrastructure, and we must make hard and sometimes unpopular choices in order to provide it. Our education system is not fit for purpose if we cannot provide our children with a safe way of getting to and from school and indeed college. There is no point spending a lot of effort combating obesity within the school gates if the environment outside the school gates is hostile to active travel. We have made mistakes, all of us, in how we have allocated space on our roads and streets in an unhealthy way. We need to acknowledge our mistakes and quickly remedy them to provide a healthy future for our education system. Gur maith agat.